Chat room.
This economy.
Yeah, I know. Yes,
Well,
that has been the
God, we use
ongoing
that
joke.
so
Yep.
much in our house right now.
Even if we do it in Spanish. En esta economía? Yeah. All right. Okay, we're good on Twitch. I will send up.
Yep. I beat you to it, my love.
Yes, but I'm going to add here, everyone.
Oh, fine. All fancy.
No.
Or noisy.
Noisy. I'm better at noisy. I think I just have this ready to go, but no.
Yeah, no, you think it's somewhere.
There's Seema. Woohoo!
Woo!
All right. Podcat live stream. All right. All right, Mew, are you good?
Good enough. Is there
Yeah.
knocked it up? No, there's something.
No? I'm good. So I think
We good?
top of the podcast notes.
Enough.
All right. Go ahead.
Enough.
Going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On this episode of the AIE Podcast.
For some reason, Fallout is really popular right now.
You don't say.
Yeah, that works. The dark heart cometh.
Kata is in pre-launch. Again.
So much new in SOTOR.
And we're talking to ourselves again.
Talking to ourselves. All that and more coming up right now.
Bringing you the latest news from the AIE gaming community from planet Earth and beyond. This is the AIE Podcast.
Welcome to episode 420 of the podcast celebrating you, the Alia Acta S gaming community. Wow, I'm starting that over again because I forgot my line. All right. Welcome to episode 420 of the podcast celebrating you, the Alia Acta S gaming community. The Die Has Been Podcast. I am Makala, and since it's 420, and that might be why I messed up my lines. Just kidding, it wasn't. By the way, there are plenty of munchies in the guild kitchen. To my left is Ted Semi.
Hello.
Hello! And to our right and over a few states is Mew Cow.
Greetings, guildies, and ask your parents.
Yes. Yes, unless you're in high school and then tell your parents.
Exactly.
All right. And somehow we're chatting with ourselves again this week. So I was figuring is we're going to talk about what we've been doing in and out of game in a little while, but I want to get into this week's news because we have a bit of it.
AIE News.
All right. Just a reminder, we will be starting announcements for the Summer of Love in the next few weeks. So keep an eye out on the AIE Discord for all the announcements and events. If anyone would like to host their own event or help with events, feel free to tag @officer in the AIE Discord with your ideas or your volunteer. So you're not voluntold. There you go.
Yeah. If not, you're going to be voluntold, folks. Just volunteer. It makes it easier. Come on.
All right. In no bad news, speaking of that Fallout 76 has been poppin'. The Alien Invasion event last week and this week has a few of the guildies engaged. They, of course, enjoyed the show, and that's pretty much why things have gotten crazy. A little bit of everything, though, because on top of the show, Fallout 4 also got its next-gen update, which did also include some PC updates. So, yeah, there's just renewed interest everywhere. Even the YouTubers are jumping back into it. So, but yeah, Fallout 76, I have been in there. It definitely is, what's the term? Fallout Final Fantasy 14. It's been reborn.
Yes.
Right, right.
Oh, 100%.
Completely different game. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I know you've been playing it as well, Tet.
Yeah, I restarted both 76 and Fallout 4. But I mean, we'll get to that. But yeah, they're not new games, but they feel like a fresh start.
Yes, especially 76. And Mrs. Mew has been doing a bit of the Fallout 4, so
Yeah.
she can talk to
Well,
that. But
I know
yeah,
that's
no,
something that's never gone out of style in your house. Like, you're definitely our Fallout house.
yes, as I sip on my Nuka-Cola Victory, and all the stuff you can't see because of the clever background, but yeah, it definitely jump in if you happen to have it. I know it was free on Microsoft Game Pass. It was also free if you have the Discord Prime, the Amazon Prime thing.
Yep.
You got a free copy of Xbox and PC versions. The PC version will let you connect to those on Steam as well. It all connects through the Bethesda account.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as you have a Bethesda account and then attach all the different things to it, you can talk to all your friends and jump in there. So yeah, look for the AIE folks there. In there, it is active. It is completely new.
Yep.
Very cool. All right. And in WoW retail news, confront
Xalatath.
Xalatath. I was practicing earlier. Xalatath, when Dark Heart arrives on May 7th, so in 2 days. Mark your calendars for the release of the new content for Dragonflight Dark Heart on Tuesday, May 7th. Dive into the final chapter of Dragonflight as it sets stage for the upcoming expansion, The War Within. Sojourn into new quest lines, heritage armor sets for the Dranayan trolls, 6 new hair colors for the Kulturan humans, access to all the Dragonflight quests regarding the renowned for maximum level characters, and more. There is a great blog post on the World of Warcraft website, so blizzards.com. Go and take a look under World of Warcraft.
Yeah, and these heritage accounts, heritage armors rather, are right out of the what do you call it? The books that they sent with the old collector's editions.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It looks very much like it. They definitely took those old photos and said, okay, how can we make that into a real armor?
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Exactly.
you're looking at that for either the Draenei or the trolls. Like, people are digging those looks. So
Yeah.
Very
I
cool.
look forward to.
Yeah, and also the important one is you get now access to all Dragonflight quests, regardless of what renown you're at. So if you want to just play through the story, you can play through the story. You don't have to grind the renown to get access to the story. So they've removed that roadblock, which is really nice, just so everyone can get caught up on the storylines.
And everyone is doing all of the meta achievement stuff now. So all of the the weekly quest now is like, go do all of these things that you don't do anymore. So like, it's all those old group events are now active again because it's kind of throwing them there. And also, if you want to get the meta achievement for the I forget his name, the big dog from
Tyvon.
There you go. Yeah, him. If you want to get Tyvon as a mount, you have to do this giant meta achievement, which is having you go to all those old areas and redo everything again.
Yeah.
So it's all active again. It's not quite so lonely.
Well, and it's not that you have to redo it. It's that you have to either finish it if you didn't do it, or do it if you had. But if you had it done, it should register. Like if you've done all the zone quests, you've done all the zone exploring, that sort of thing. But you do have. Go ahead.
So you do have to do a lot of the elemental storm grinding.
Yes,
that is
that's the big one that's holding up everyone. That and the fishing dailies for the Tuskar. Also, you will have to dragon ride. You have to get the normal, the reverse, and the what's the third one called? I forget. There's
the hard mode.
Well, but you just have to get bronze. So you have to do it forward, you have to do backwards, and then I guess there's a challenge. I forget. It's like
there's a challenge mode. Yeah, where there's like stuff that can knock you around.
Exactly. Like but you just have to get bronze in those. You don't have to get gold in all of them. They weren't that mean. So, all right. And in WoW Classic, Cataclysm, we're back. The pre-patch is live, and it's a complete disaster. No, it's live, and there are issues. Deathwing is claiming lives randomly in the zone around his lair. But
it's a complete disaster. There you go.
Yeah,
There's your disaster.
It's not a smooth pre-patch at all. Blizzard is not doing itself this time. They're getting more stable, even with goblins and warguns running around. Everyone thought, and again, it's an assumption, but I think it was a reasonable assumption that there would be the normal pre-events leading up to Cataclysm, like the earthquakes, tremors, that sort of harbinger, Deathwing doing his stuff, and then all that. But none of that has come out yet. So May 20th will be the Cataclysm launch, which is only 15 months until the following expansion. Well, with only 15 months until the following expansion. Also, at the same time, they're doing Mists... what is it? Pandemonium. Yeah, they're doing Mists of Pandaria remix, and so if you want to level a character 1 to 60 in Pandaria, just as if you had gone through it from the start, including being able to do all the dungeons, all the raids, all the events. I think there's a couple events that they're not doing, and
it's remixed.
And it's remixed, so you don't get the legendary cloak and all that, but you get a new legendary cloak that has even more powers and is more ridiculously overpowered. So,
okay,
yeah. Essentially, you get all of the stats on that cloak, and then you can up those stats.
Yeah,
like crazy. So at the end of it, you're just going to have this ridiculous amount of stat creep on your cloak, and it's because it's a Diablo style season. It's self-contained.
Yeah.
So of course, once you join the regular retail with that character, that crazy cloak won't be powerful anymore. But
of course not.
No. But that is what is going on in Classic.
And in a galaxy far, far away, in honor of this weekend,
yes,
of double holidays. Let's see. This week they had a live stream about game update 7.5, which is called Desperate Defiance, which is due this spring, possibly even this month, because we don't have enough going on.
Mm-hmm.
We will be getting a new PvP season, a new game system called Ventures, Team Venture, and a new spring event. The game continues to get art updates, this time for the planet Hutta. The public test server is up now, and players are able to test the new Ventures now. Of course, the Dantooine, not to be confused with Tatooine, a Spring Abundance Festival, looks like a cozy extravaganza with farming, pie baking, and animal rescues. Maybe the galaxy needs a break from all the pirate invasions, intrigue, and eternal war. No. War never changes.
Wars.
Someone got Lord of the Rings in my Star Wars. Anyway.
There is farming and pie.
Mm-hmm.
Right now is a good time to level your characters, though, because there's double XP. So they would really much like you to join them for the mandatory fun night on Tuesday this week and get some conquest points, galactic seasons objectives, and that sweet, sweet double XP.
Excellent. All right, and in ESO news, they've been running trials and dungeons for loot and laughs while waiting for the next event and expansion. Kramer has all the Munda Stones and crafting stations currently available at their primary residence. Feel free to stop by to use them if you need to. The next chapter expansion, called the Gold Road, comes out on June 5th for PC. They're looking forward to exploring the new area as well as the changes for some base game systems when they come out.
All right. And in STO news, let me fix that. There we go. The 2024 event campaign, Part 3, is coming out. Play through multiple events to earn a Tier 6 Infinity promotional ship of your choice, 2 free T6 Zen Store coupons, and 1,500 low buy. A total of 6 events will be available in this event campaign, each contributing campaign progress towards the valuable prize. Earn progress for your entire account by participating in an eligible event, including after claiming the grand prize for each individual event. Check out the first eligible event below, called the Demon Hunting event. Oh, you got some WoW in my STO.
Oh, demons, huh?
This event will include multiple TFOs previously featured individually in a combined featured event that will allow players to choose their preferred activity each day. All of these TFOs can be accessed via the Event UI, accessible within your mission journal by clicking on the Events tab. There will be a Herald Sphere, a Gateway to Grethor, or the Brotherhood of the Sword. Participating in this event will give all players the opportunity to win the Herald Defier Mace, the Omnidirectional Herald Anti-Protein Beam Array, and the Wide Arc Herald Anti-Proton Dual Heavy Cannons. Go Star Trek adjectives.
Yeah. Omnidirectional, which is definitely something you want to get. That's a 360. Means it gets everything in every direction.
That means you don't have to worry about did you put it on the front of the ship or the front of the disc or the back of the disc. It doesn't matter.
All you got to worry about is pew pew.
Exactly.
Pew pew.
Pew pew.
Yep.
Alrighty. Over in Final Fantasy XIV, a live letter LXXXI, also known as 81, is coming up on May 16th at 4 a.m. Pacific time. So enjoy that. That'll be 7 a.m. Might as well be waking up early for that on the East Coast. This is expected to contain more info on Dawn Trail, of course, because it's coming up, as well as the Job Actions trailer with more info about job updates. And as it explains here, the Job Actions trailer shows off all of the new actions, and you can kind of see, like, they'll tease the rotation that you're expected to do with the new changes. So that's why everyone looks forward to the Job Actions trailer. They are also giving us an updated benchmark program. It's due to release on May 23rd. This is to fix the benchmark having incorrect lighting in the character creation screen, as well as addressing some feedback with the latest updates to the new improved graphics coming to Dawn Trail.
No, that was quick. That was quick because they announced it and said, our bad. There were some issues, and we'll get an update out. But I didn't think it would be that fast. For a benchmark.
That's something.
Free, too.
Nice. All right. And in Lotro news, Crusaders of Umbrar and the Mariner are now available on the Lotro store. Learn more about the latest expansion on Lotro.com. Make your piece of Middle-earth shine. Get 20% off. Select housing decorations. Select clothing sets. Housing property writs. Select cloaks. Now through May 9th. Okay, so that was the news, guys. So I have a fun question first, because as Mew mentioned, there was kind of an unofficial geek holiday this weekend. It's actually a whole holiday weekend, pretty much. So, Mew, did you guys do anything for May the 4th?
Packed.
True.
Yeah, we did enjoy some barbecue. Just, general geeky things. I did make sure to wear my Mandalorian socks. So
okay.
That going on. Yeah, no, it was not as geeky as I would have liked, but of course we had the revenge today.
Yes.
So we still have a bit more time to get something in.
Excellent. All right. So I know you and I actually did different things for the 4th.
We did.
So what did you and the kid's girlfriend do?
We went and saw episode 1, Phantom Menace, in the trailer with our good friends Ben the Mage and Nevermore. And
yay, we love them.
And their families and their extended families. And I think Casey and her husband were there. And it was a small theater, probably 40 seats, maybe 50 seats. And I think we took up half of them. So
yeah, of course.
It was full. And it had everything from somebody, me being born in before the first one came out, to people that were born just as the first one came out, all up to the screaming toddler that got tired about a third of the way through and said, "I'm done." So and the parent had to walk them around. So yeah,
Aww.
Well, I mean, it's it's loud.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we went and saw that, and we are spoiled. Let's put it that way. We are spoiled
Very.
With the most recent TV shows, whether you like them or not. The acting, the cinematography, the storytelling is just on the next level for. It's honestly what we used to get out of the books that are now in the extended universe.
The EU stuff, except for they don't step all over each other, which I love the EU stuff, but they were so bad about that.
Yes. Yeah. So, again, I mean, everyone, memes about it and stuff, but honestly, the best part of Phantom Menace is pod racing and Duel of the Fates. George knew how to direct a racing scene, and he let his...
Of course, that's where his love is.
Right, exactly. And then he let his fight choreographers, do Duel of the Fates and come up with that whole thing. But I still feel so sorry for those actors and what they were forced to put on screen, because they're such good actors, and it is so rough, the dialogue. You're just like, oh, this is rough.
Yeah.
I will quote a good friend of ours who said, the prequel trilogy is a good story told badly. And it really is. It's a very good story. At the heart of it, if you think about the story that goes through those 3 movies, it is a very good story. It is just told poorly in the cinematography. Thank goodness we have Clones, we have Rebels, we have all the TV shows and the animated shows that are filling in all the gaps of what happened in between the movies and during the movies to kind of flesh everything out. It's so enjoyable, just Star Wars in general. So,
but I do think I have definitely noticed your perception of that really does depend on your age. Because I know so many people who are a generation, after us, who were the target audience for the prequels, that's their trilogy. So I think it really does. And then for, our kids, very much the sequels are their trilogy. So I think sometimes part of it is just us being jaded. And, taken me a long time to realize this, because I know so many people I talk to that they love the prequels. They love them.
Yeah. No, like I said.
But I do definitely agree that, I do love the... Seema says no, they're completely objective.
No, she says...
So am I, honey. So am I.
She's
so am I.
Completely objective. No, like I said, it's an enjoyable watch. But
yeah. But I agree completely that there's so much of the great stuff that's come out in animation that really does kind of fill in this really fascinating. And now, seeing the dawn of the early stages of the Republic, of the rebellion with Andor. It's been I really do enjoy kind of the fact that we have all this stuff that is filling in those gaps.
Yeah. But I mean, just seeing Hayden Christensen in Ahsoka and thinking like what could have been in the trilogy. Oh,
yeah, well, absolutely.
So, yeah. But what did you do?
All right. So, and this is why we had to split stuff up, because I went and supported my favorite imp. Our good friend Larkin, aka Ozarin, when she played actively in AIE. It was her birthday. She is a member of the 501st, and she is lucky enough to have 5/4 as her birthday. So May the 4th is this little Imperial's birthday, and we went out for a very long and lovely brunch. A bunch of us, and so normally it would have been Nevermore joining us as well, and the kids probably joining us as well. But since we kind of separated our forces, we're at half capacity for brunch, but we just had an absolute blast. Of course, barbs aside, as we always do when it's the Imperial and the Rebel sitting next to each other. Now, I will say something that was really, I will fully admit, for many, many, many years, I got mad at May the 4th. I am an old
school... You
and
Ben.
I know. I'm an old school Star Wars fan. Star Wars should be celebrated on May the 25th. But I've gotten into the mindset that, you know what, that's gatekeeping. And as somebody who has literally been a geek since 1977, I've had enough of gatekeeping. I shouldn't do it myself, right? So yesterday, I had so much fun with it. Like, I, went and ran errands before and after, wearing, cute little dress with Grogu on it. And every single person I saw that was wearing Star Wars attire, and there was a lot, we just chatted about it and, how much we love Star Wars. And it was kind of like during the holidays when you are running around and you see people in holiday sweaters, or, it's Halloween time and you see people dressing all spooky for the fun of it. So I really just had a blast with it. And it was all right. You know what? Star Wars, we don't have to celebrate it one day. And a lot of us here, we're Star Wars every day. So I, besides just, going to brunch, celebrate my friend, just kind of enjoyed Star Wars. And then last night we played, because there's not a Star Wars Munchkin, we played Star Munchkins with the kids. And oh my gosh, those children are vicious.
They were picking on you.
They were picking on me, so I was being such a good mother. Like, oh, you here, have this card. It goes for your class. Then, oh, you lost your class. Here you go. Here's a way to get it back. And then the child just betrayed me constantly, and then the girlfriend betrayed me. It was ridiculous.
Meanwhile, they're ignoring me, and I just swooped in and went, "Oh, look, I'm level 9. Oh, look, here's a level 16 monster. I can easily defeat it. Oh, you want to mess with me? Go ahead. Oh, you're 2 points short of messing with me. I'm sorry, I win." Yeah.
Yeah. I was
gonna say the nice thing about Star Munchkin is there's a laser weapon, and it's a 2-handed weapon. But if you get any other laser weapons, you can just stack them on top and make this huge laser weapon. So I think by the end, I had like a +10 2-handed laser weapon built out of 3 or 4 different laser guns all just melded together. It was great.
Awesome. Yeah.
Also,
I did not.
And one of the things I also like about this whole setup is now with May the 4th and now Revenge of the 5th, that it's over 2 days, and it's allowing both sides to kind of celebrate it. Like, for a long time, it really was just May the 4th. Oh, it's always Jedi. It's always the good guys. Always
right.
But now you're starting to see.
Wait. No, the good guys from a certain point of view.
Exactly. Yes. That is true. But it's it's been interesting to see some of the more of the Imperial side that obviously they're not going to be championing the bad stuff that the Imperial stuff they did, but you
mean the Nazis, the whole space Nazi thing?
Okay, dancing around that. How long did it take to get to that one? 27 minutes. But yeah, like it's like I've never really been into like the Imperial side, but I've always been to the Imperial aesthetic. My colors typically are black and red.
Right, so, right. Instead of orange, that Rebel Alliance orange is. I say this as somebody who actually has an orange car. It's not a flattering color. I'm pretty sure the Rebellion was buying things from on clearance, but pretty iconic.
Huh. What's the one color no one else has been buying? Bright orange.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's
as someone of Dutch origin and the orange. It looks horrible on me. So, there's a simple solution to all this, though. We're just going to Mandalorian the whole month, and we're going to say this is the May.
This is the May. That works.
This is the May. Yes.
Excellent. All right. So, besides packing and watching Fallout, what have you been up to though the last 2 weeks?
That sounds about all that we've been doing. So yeah, lots. Lots of playing of Fallout, at least 76. It's I came at it. It's been a while since I've played it. There's just too much going on. We are in the geek renaissance of gaming right now. It's
right.
But with how Fallout 76 has gotten like the highest player count it's ever had, even from launch. Yep. Like that's just crazy. But yeah, and it's you could tell that they put a lot of effort. Like, and it's not just suddenly; it's been over time. It's very much been like the cyberpunk way of doing things. It was like they tweak. Okay, here's the game we should have given you on launch.
Yeah.
But like you like I even started a new character just to go through it, and it's completely different. A setup now. Yeah. For those that are like, oh, I don't want to grind through everything. Like, you can actually, when you go through it, it'll even ask you, hey, are you a veteran into this kind of stuff, or do you really want to drag yourself through all the levels? If you're a veteran, here's level 20 and some fun stuff. Go after, go conquer the stuff. Then just all of the quest lines, like, as most Bethesda games are, the main quest line isn't the most exciting. It's all the side stuff.
Yeah.
So there's so many factions now. There's DLCs. There's just so much going on. It's unfortunate it's already over, but they even did a short time where you could get some free Fallout First to kind of experience the premium version of things.
Yeah.
It's not required. It helps, but it's not required.
Yeah.
It's more like if you have, like most Bethesda games, you have inventory issues. Then if you want to pay for it, then you can improve on those inventory issues. But just all the new stuff that's in there, all the new quest lines, obviously having actual NPCs you can interact with and talk to is a completely game changer. Who would have thought, expecting the players to do everything for you wouldn't work for a game like this.
Imagine that.
Yeah, so they put some effort in there, and now we have interactable NPCs. Like, it didn't matter that it was robots or humans or ghouls or whatever. Just the fact that there was a way to interact with them, and it wasn't just listening to a radio play. That's what the original game felt like.
Yes.
You're listening to a radio play as you play around in a sandbox.
Yeah,
like
100%.
Oh, okay. Like, it was a good story, but that's just it. It was like listening to like an audible, like listening to like an audiobook. As you play a game alongside it. But yeah, so that's been a lot of that. But beyond that, a bit of WoW. The Awakened stuff has started. So we've been going through that. It's essentially just, if you're into the raiding scene, they've essentially brought all of the raids over the expanse of Dragonflight and up to the same eye level. So it's a bit more challenging. If you were here for Shadowlands and didn't skip it like I did, you're probably familiar with how this goes. But they have a meta achievement that if you get to the end boss of each of the 3 raids while that's Awakened, then you get I think a mount and some other fun stuff. But
yeah, and I think you can do that on the LFR.
I think so too. I think you just had to defeat the boss. It doesn't matter where you get it.
Correct.
But the trick is you have to do it on when it's
the Awakened. Yeah, for that raid.
Yeah, because otherwise the raids go back to their original eye levels and everything else. So
yeah.
Which is good because some people might want to go through and raffle stomp through the old stuff. So you don't want to. If you don't want the challenge of Awakened, there you go.
Yeah,
especially if you're still working on achievements and stuff for the old raids.
Yep. So. Yeah, we finished all of our achievement, and my raid team finished all the achievements right before this started. But we're tackling all that, and the first week was pretty rough. Like we mostly got through normal of the vault, but Razagath is still she's still a pain.
Her tiny arms are still a pain.
Yes, she got grabbers. That's why. But yeah, the second week was a little easier now that we had some better gear and. Maybe it was fresher in our minds. Like, we were able to take it down a little easier. I imagine next week is going to be really interesting because yes, it's going to be the freshest raid, but it's also the hardest raid. So that's going to be interesting to see how that goes. But who knows? We'll have some better gear. Maybe it'll be a little easier.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been fun, and we're getting ready for Pandemonium, and yeah, it's going to be pretty crazy. And other than that, lots of packing. What else? Shopping. Just we did officially sign that we intend to sell the house, so it'll likely happen. Obviously we won't know until someone actually tries to buy the place.
Oh
yeah.
But we're on that journey now, which means lots of packing, lots of purging. Oh, so much purging.
It's good though. Do it now instead of when you move.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't take it with you and then go, well, I will purge this after we get there, and then 10 years later you still have stuff sitting in your garage in a box from 2 moves ago.
Oh. So,
10 years?
Yeah.
20?
So yeah, I found Mrs. Mew's old phone.
Oh yeah, that's so useful.
Yeah, and this old relic, which is apparently now hip. You got
The
The
flip
flippy.
phone.
flip
Yeah,
phones.
yeah.
Found one of those. So yeah, it's finding some interesting stuff in there. It's yeah, it's like I haven't touched this in years.
Yeah.
And then you
So
can get ready
yeah,
to get rid of it.
Yep. Purging. Yeah, I have the box of purge, box of might be useful, and then the stuff that gets packed away because we definitely know that it's going to go off. But yeah, it's going to be a very busy time. There's a question whether or not you'll see me in the next episode or 2 or 3 as we
Right,
try to
yeah.
figure this whole
Yeah,
thing out.
yeah. We'll play
Understood.
by ear.
Yep, we always do.
But yeah, it just feels like there's just not enough time in the day.
No, that
Oh
is
no,
the
there is
truth.
not.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that's enough out of me.
Awesome. All right, my love, what have you been up to?
So real life, running Ethernet cable because
Yeah.
so we have the two bedrooms mainly original to the house before the remodel. We never rewired them during the remodel, or never wired them during the remodel, so they've always been on wireless. So we've had an Ethernet cable basically snaking along the floor out of the office to one of the bedrooms for our daughter to use, and then her girlfriend just got a job that's going to be 100% remote, but one of the requirements for it is wired Ethernet, and you have to be on a certain provider. She's staying with her grandma, and apparently the internet provider that they have was not acceptable for the job. So I'm like, well, just come here. You can work out of here and then go home, like an office. So we're setting up the guest bedroom as a second office right now. So I just finished. I bought 100 feet of thin or flat Ethernet cable to run it. And so it's nicely, run along the walls and stuff like that. So it looks really nice, tacked up and everything like that. So spent a while doing that, getting that ready. And then last week was just a zoo of here's all the stuff we have planned, and then some of it got canceled.
A lot of it got canceled.
A lot of it canceled. But we had can I talk about the weekend?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So TMS Vegas was this week past, but we had been joking with our GM in our Call of Cthulhu game. McCullough has been threatening that he needs to take her out to tea. And he said, well, fine.
He keeps denying my character tea and call. I finally got it though.
Yes. And it's not about tea. It's about tea. It's about the listening to the gossip, participating in the gossip, and the whole atmosphere,
and having a lovely, elegant time.
Yeah. So he said, well, we're going to be in Vegas for TMS Vegas. Once Heather's like, I'm just going to drive up and make you buy me tea. And he's like, okay. And went, oh, that actually, let's figure this out.
When I jokingly said it to Cam, he's like, he said, oh yeah, you should do that. And then like an hour later, he's like, yeah, why don't you make plans for that and get us a hotel?
Yeah. So we drove up Saturday, stayed at the Luxor. So literally left the house at like 7, got to Vegas about 30 minutes about noon, and tea was at 1. So we drove by the hotel, picked up Mike and Angela, our friends, went to tea. We got done had a lovely time. It was a lovely tea house. I will warn you this though, if you think Austin traffic is bad, Vegas traffic is just as bad. It's
I've experienced
horrible. It's
yeah, of course you have.
There's construction everywhere, and there's not enough lanes on not enough roads. And everything goes.
Oh, what?
Yeah, no,
I remember sitting on the same block in Vegas for about half an hour.
Yeah, that was on the way home pretty much.
That was.
When I was trying to
that.
go to the hotel, literally physically above me, I was trying to get to that hotel's entrance, but had to go through a half an hour of a corner of traffic.
Yeah,
because of traffic.
Yeah,
because of construction.
So we had tea, had lovely time tea, and then we're like, hey, there's an escape room nearby. Should we go do an escape room? They didn't have any openings, so we called another one that was highly rated. And they're like, yeah, we can get you in at like 4. And it's like, oh, okay, so we have enough time to get to the hotel, check in, drop our stuff off, and get to the escape room. We went and did a Star Trek escape room. And we had like 10 more minutes, we would have had it. But it was basically
it was a really challenging one, but it was
wonder if that's
fun.
similar to the one we did for Mrs. Mew's birthday. Because that was also a Star Trek escape room. So I'm wondering, because it felt like we were 10 minutes away from figuring it out.
Yeah, this one just had too many things available at the same time, so you got lost trying to coordinate two things. But we were doing well, so we had fun with that. And then after that, we went back to the hotel because there was a speakeasy nearby. Went to the speakeasy, had drinks, had some snacks.
Ooh, did not have enough snacks, and the drinks were strong.
Yes,
Good
but
times.
very good, very fun. And then we had to get to our ghost walk for Vegas. So we got back in the car, drove to the mall, parked on the wrong side of the mall, of course, ran through the mall to get to where we needed to meet the guide. And then the 4 of us and 2 other people did basically, like an hour walking tour.
Hour and a half
Walking tour down the Vegas Strip with the tour guide telling us about different hotels, construction sites, ghosts, accidents. It was an interest just from a pure historical standpoint.
Oh, that's why I love doing ghost walks. Honestly, It's not always about the ghosty stuff. It's a really fun way to learn history of wherever you're at.
Yes, and Heather did not realize. Speaking of Nazis,
Yeah.
there was a hotel mogul / developer that had a whole Nazi museum up in his private area that finally got shut down after the second time he made all the employees celebrate Hitler's birthday.
Yeah. Not cute. Not good.
No,
it didn't end well though. So
no, it did not end well for him. So yeah. But yeah. And then once we got done with that, we're like, okay, now we're gonna walk
it's
all.
9:30. We're starving.
We're starving, and so we get back to the mall. Heather found a vending machine for flats, by the way, shoes, because
I saw those. Those are popping up in Vegas now.
Yes,
Yeah. So the shoes weren't my problem because the shoes were actually walking in them with they're 4-inch
wedges.
But the bottoms of my feet were rubbed raw from walking that far.
Yeah. So she had to pick up those, and then we got back to the mall, and in the mall was a sushi restaurant, and this is like 10:15 at night, and we don't want to be the people that show up as the restaurant closes. So I'm like, hey, can we, is there still seating? She's like, yeah, our last seating's at 10:30. You guys are fine. Sat down, had some amazing sushi, and food there, and then from there walked back to the car, head to the hotel, and I think we got back to the room at like 12:15. Finally fell asleep about 12:30, and then both of us like 6 a.m. Blink, wide awake, Oof. No alarms needed, just like wide awake, and we're like, oh, okay. So Heather went and worked out. I grabbed a shower, got coffee. She came back. We had coffee and split a lemon loaf from a piece of lemon loaf from Starbucks, and then met our friends for breakfast at the Pyramid Cafe, which was really good. I had a huge burrito, thank God, because took half of it for lunch if we'd need it, and then we took them from there. From the Luxor where we stayed to the plaza where everyone was staying.
Yeah, where TMS Vegas folks were staying.
TMS Vegas were staying, and dropped them off, and then got on the road. And we made it within 15 miles of the 40-93 split to get on the freeway to take us into Phoenix. and got an alert on our phones. Yeah, we've closed the highway in both directions. Take a detour. Like, oh. So it added an hour and a half onto our drive because instead of coming down through Wickenburg and Kingman, we had to go over to Ash Fork, come in the back way through Prescott Valley and Prescott, and then get on the 17 and head south from there to head to head home. So
it was beautiful.
it was gorgeous, but you know how it is where like your mindset on I'm going to be home at this time, and then all of a sudden it gets shoved back. And of course, on the detour route, they're in the middle of replacing bridges and other things, so there's points where it went down to one lane, for you to go through, so everyone had to merge, and then everyone speeds back up, and the whole thing. But literally in the midst of all that driving, coming home from the mall, I forgot on Saturday night, apparently we were going through an area to get to the hotel where a concert was just getting out. And so basically traffic was at a standstill. I think it took us half an hour to go like 2 city blocks.
Oh yeah, like I said, it was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. But we had a lot of fun. So that was in place of a lot of our gaming because our GM for Heather's Sunday game, our Wednesday game, what else? He participated.
That's it.
Okay.
Well, he's in our Tuesday game, but
it's in the Tuesday game. Yeah. So a lot of our in-person games got canceled or rescheduled. So it's been a lot of gaming. So I've been playing Fallout Shelter because I never, quote unquote, beat that game. I mean, you really can't. But the vault only holds 200 people. So if you can get a vault built and maintainable that holds 200 people. That seems to be the reasonable goal. I'm at like 85 right now, and fine. I'm doing some of the side adventures as I can, and then Fallout 76. I've built. There's a daily area for the first responders, and so my encampment is built just outside that lumber mill. You know. So I've got it built on a hill up by the lumber mill. So I could just hop out of there, run down to the daily area, do the daily real quick, and then run back and, do that when I have a quick moment. And then playing through the story in Fallout 4. And I'm trying to remember. Oh, it's Fallout 76. I joined the Order of Mysteries. Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, it starts with the tattered dress.
Yes, with the tattered veil.
Tattered veil.
Yes.
And also a tattered dress.
Yes, and the tattered dress, yes. And so I'm playing through that storyline. The problem is I'm not 25 yet. And she's like, So you get to a certain point. Oh, and I found the Overseer, finally. And she's like, yeah, I'd really love to be able to give you the next part of this story, but you're not high enough level, so come back when you're 25. Why don't you go talk Why don't you go talk to the mayor of Grafton? He's got some interesting things for you to do.
Yeah.
So
because when they put her in, they expected everyone to already be like level 50, 60, 100, 2,000, high level stuff. So yeah, it's definitely that you go back and you're like, I was a lot higher when I first did this. This is actually kind of challenging.
Well, right. Because she sends you to Grafton, and you walk into Grafton, and the first thing you get hit by is six enhanced mutants, the big super mutants. Yeah, and it's like, I'm not ready for this. Like, I'm the same level as them because they scale to your level, but they have a lot of armor and a lot of So
if you weren't if you didn't do what I did and I went the melee route, that completely changed it up, and the super mutants were not trouble.
Oh really? Yeah, I have a legendary assassin scythe that seems to work well if I can get close to them. But generally, I have a hunting rifle with a scope on it. I just take them out from a distance.
Yeah,
that works.
Yeah, but it was like the newbie character I made is a melee. Normally I do sneaky range.
Yeah.
But this one I just said, let me mix it up. Let's do melee, and it just whirls back and just smacks heads off essentially, and you're like, oh, that was easy.
Very nice.
The only thing I miss is Fallout 4 has that if you do that in Fallout 4 with a baseball bat, it'll actually do 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 do.
Yeah, exactly. Plays the baseball sound effect. It's great.
Yeah, because they definitely leaned in baseball quite heavily in Fallout 4.
Yeah. But that's what I have been up to. I've set Cyberpunk aside for a little bit and been focusing on the Fallout games, all 3 of them.
Yeah.
So having a fun time with that. So, McCullough, what have you been up to?
Prepping for con, because Phoenix Fan Fusion is
3
in
weeks?
just under 3 weeks, which means I've been making a lot of headbands. Finally got back to work with my steampunk jewelry. I intend to finish up the last batch of headbands I have until my business partner makes more. So that's where that is. If you were going to be in Phoenix Fan Fusion, I am at C502, by the way. So that's going to be in Artist Alley. We have a corner booth as always. And let's see. So they do a little bit of gaming, not as much as normal. But speaking of tea, my character did finally get to tea.
Yes.
Which was delightful. And then we got and then had to show that she was a decent medium and proceeded to impress the elite of this little town that we're in, and summon the ghost of like one of the leader of the spiritual society's husband, which was a whole thing. We're not going to go into that, but
yeah, not appropriate for family podcast.
Not appropriate for family gaming. Anyways, but that did definitely get us into to be invited to a big party. When then the I don't know if they're the minions or exactly what they are.
Yeah.
But the people working directly with
the associates.
The associates of the potential vampire that's running this town. They showed up at the party. That was great. Talked to the host for a little while. And then we were all invited to a room for a special seance where my character's going to have to show off her abilities again, which is where we ended the game. But like at this point, I'm like, I don't know. I have a feeling no matter what happens, we're in trouble.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. We're in trouble. Yeah, I'm sitting there like, I'm in danger. So that was our Wednesday Call of Cthulhu. My Tuesday Forgotten Realms game. We're on round 8 of a battle. We get through 2 rounds a week. So that should hopefully wrap up this week. And then I just got done with Star Wars. And not unlike the Forgotten Realms game where we're doing about 2 rounds of session. Well, this was 5 minutes that took 4 hours. But we got to a huge point. So we're really like at the end game of this particular campaign. Our Juro fighter, who is my character's wife, who's been slipping towards the dark side. Well, she's on the dark side right now.
I was gonna say, there's no slipping.
There's no slipping. She's at 0 morality.
Yep.
Basically, we got through this temple where we have to destroy this dark side artifact, and we need to, and our warrior V intends to save her twin brother, who is a disciple of the dark side. So we got through. She starts fighting her brother. We're like, okay, well, we're going to destroy this artifact, this thing called the Dark Star. When this huge Kraken droid shows up, we have to fight it. And this thing is vicious. We eventually take it out, primarily with ion grenades. Droids don't react well, but not before, like, just a lot of us taking criticals. My character was blinded for a second. Thank goodness I'm the medic and was able to quickly remove that crit. And then we destroyed the Dark Star, which then caused massive strain on everybody. But if you're connected to it, it cost 3 times as much strain. which caused Var, who is the dark side disciple twin of my character's husband, to pass out. So we're grabbing him and running as the temple's falling around us. And for once, so for a while, the dice were being very naughty, especially to me. Like if something had way less of a chance of hitting me, it would hit really hard. The dice were just, if I was rolling a critical, it'd always roll very high for whatever I was taking. So the dice were not behaving for a while, which tends to be my way with in Star Wars. And then at the end of the session, like, okay, you guys get +5 to your morality roll because you did this. And when you roll your D10 at the end of the game, you want to roll high. I never roll high. And I rolled a 10. Plus my 5. So I was almost light side again, and I shot right up through it. And now it's sitting at 84. So it was, I was threatening those dice a lot. But
and
yeah,
we're at,
yeah. Oh my gosh. So that's been my week in gaming, few weeks in gaming, prepping for con, trying to think, nothing else to really discuss on the podcast. It's actually been a kind of a rough few weeks. We've been very busy dealing with some unfortunate personal stuff, but you know, things are looking better, going up. Except for Mother's Day brunch now went from 2 guests to a dozen.
Yep. As it does, but
as it does. So eat everything in the guild kitchen, guys. I'm gonna need the space on that fridge.
Yep. These are times when we actually think about getting a second fridge, this and Yule. But
yep, absolutely.
Just not enough space.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. All right. Anything else that you folks want to add?
No, I think we're good. Like we mentioned, just keep an eye out on the AIE Discord for Summer of Love stuff coming up in the various games, and if you have ideas about events you'd like to see or like to run, feel free to toss them in there.
Yep, absolutely. All right. That is our show for this evening. While the chat room, and by that I mean Max and CMO, start suggesting titles. Guys, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank us for joining us.
Yep.
Exactly. So, if you have a question or comment about our show, you can email us at podcast@aie-guild.org. And I know it works because I'm getting spam emails from people that are professionals that want to help with the podcast.
Yep.
You can find us on the AIE Discord and other non-Twitter social media. We record live with video every other Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. You can join the chat room and play along with us on our website, AIE-guild.org, and look for the link for our Discord server at the same URL. For past episodes, you can see them on our YouTube channel. Just look for the AIE Podcast. Our theme was composed by the amazing Andrew Allen. Follow him at Keys with Soul or visit his website, andrewallenmusic.com.
And this is where we would usually play our member segments if we had any. Right here. Right here. So if you see lots coming in the way and you want to help some out by making some segments to talk about it, you know, maybe all the crazy alt stuff that's coming in the next expansion for WoW, for example. There's a lot of warbands information coming out and lots of interesting stuff on the PTR. Plenty to mine there. But this is where we put it if you want to join in. So right here.
All right. Yep, indeed. Next time in 2 weeks, with Mew, without Mew, we don't know yet. We'll let you know who's our guest is going to be and in what game. But until then, AIE, this is Makala.
This is Tetsemi.
This is Mewcow.
And this has been the AIE Podcast.
Yay!
Yay!
All right. And I do like either Mew or Max's Force, Fallout, Force, Fourth, Fallout, and Fun. That's a hell of a alliteration.
Yeah. Are falling into Fallout force forth and fun.
Yes. Yeah. We'll figure it out. But thank you, chat room. We are now going to try and finish our weekend off by doing all the things.
Yeah, I need a butt foot prep.
Yep, exactly. So see you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.